sports fans to tonight's big British conference matchup between the New Richmond
I think there was a few more people other than just the show choir there, under the direction of Susan Bardock. And, of course, we Warrior Marching Chiefs, under the direction of Dan Duffy, will be entertaining at halftime, along with the Warriorettes, and that whole ensemble will put on quite a halftime show. Well, the Rice Lake Warriors will be receiving the opening kickoff tonight, and hopefully they can do the same thing they did a couple of weeks ago when Nate Kovacevic ran it back for a touchdown, but we'll have to wait and see. Kovacevic will drop deep for the Rice Lake Warriors, along with Steve Peterson on the kickoff return. Well, let's take a look at tonight's starting offensive alignment for the Rice Lake Warriors. The quarterback will be number 11, Nick Passon, 6'2", 188, a senior. The fullback is Kenny Dross, 5'11", 160, a junior. The halfbacks are Pete Etlisher, 5'7", 150, a senior, and Corey Bowen, a 6', 170-pound senior. The center is Casey DeLoyer, 5'8", 200 pounds, a senior. At the guard spots, Derek Spear, 192, a 6-foot junior, and Ryan Safford, 5'11", 165, a senior. At the tackles, 6', 224-pound senior Andy Beckstrom, and Ben Nepper, 6'4", 270 pounds, he also a senior. The split end is Nate Kovacevic, and Darren Worth is the tight end. As we get set for the opening kickoff, it's Jake Stevens getting set to boot for the New Richmond Tigers. The kick is up. Wobbly kick coming down. Peterson has it go off his shoulder pad. It rolls back to the 3-yard line. Out he comes to the 5. He's to the 10. Cutting to his left. Trying to get outside. Cuts inside of the at the 20. Up to the 30. Gets the block and then cuts down to the 40-yard line. A marvelous return by Steve Peterson after that ball went off his shoulder pad and actually bounced behind him about 7 or 8 yards.
40-yard line.
And Peterson gets it out to the 40-yard line as he had a man in front of him trying to block, and if Peterson either read the block wrong or the guy couldn't get the shoulder to the right side. Here's the give on the first play. It's to Kenny Dross. He's out over the 45-yard line for the Rice Lake Warriors. As coming up with the tackle that time is Gustafson for the John Gustafson coming up with the tackle for the Tigers. It'll be 2nd and 5 out of the wishbone formation. Here's the give to the second man. That's Etlisher out to the 49-yard line before he is stopped by Jeremy Kickoffer. He's the linebacker on the outside, 5'6", 165, a senior. It'll be about a half yard short of the first down. 3rd down at the 49 of the Rice Lake Warriors. Nick Passon under Casey DeLoyer. Here's the give to Dross. I'm not sure. I don't think he made it. If they give him a spot, he maybe gained a couple of inches, but that's about it.
By Josh Bagnon.
And Josh Bagnon, the defensive left tackle, was there to make the stop. And actually, he lost a little bit, it looks like. 4th down, and again, they just have to get about a half a foot over the 50-yard line in order to pick up that first down. And Passon now looks over to the sideline. I'm not sure if he's changing the play at the line. He will keep the ball. He has the first down. He goes straight ahead to about the 48-yard line. In on the play for the New Richmond Tigers.
First down, Rice Lake.
As there's a whole flock of people in there. Jake Stevens is among them, along with Aaron Forrest, the middle guard. At the 48-yard line, it's the 1st and 10 for the Rice Lake Warriors into New Richmond territory. Early here in the first period. Vern Pottinger flashing the signs in from the side, or one of the quarterbacks, or possibly the offensive coordinator as well. Here's the give to Dross off the right side, maybe a yard. Good defensive play again by Stevens. Also Joshua Bagnon. And they will give him a couple of yards down to the 46-yard line. That brings up a 2nd and 8. The Warriors going without a huddle. Last week they huddled up all the way, trying to keep the ball, take a little more time between plays and keep the ball out of the hands of the Menominee Indians. Tonight they're going right for the action. Here's Passon as he fakes the handoff, keeps, gets to the 45-yard line, and that's going to be it.
Tackled by a host.
At that time, the Warriors operated out of the wishbone, the wing bone, I guess you could call it. At the 45, it'll be 3rd down and 7. As Passon has him in the, now they'll switch Eplisher over to a wing back and move Bowen to the right halfback spot. It's almost a wing tee. Here's the quick look-in pass, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver on the far side. That was Pete Eplisher coming out of that wing back spot. A quick slant look-in and brings up 4th down and 7 at the New Richmond 45. Darren Worth, the tight end on the left side. Kovacevic, a wide receiver to the right. The Warriors show that they're going, well, now they shift into the punt formation as Nick Passon drops back and getting set to do the kickoff or the punt return. Well, we'll catch him here. Here's Passon's kick, a very, very, very high spiral. Fair catch is called for and taken by John Gustafson. Back at the...
with a fair catch by number 22, John Gustafson.
Let's see. Looks like it'll be about the 9-yard line. Is that where about we're at? And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the New Richmond Tigers. Looking at their offensive lineup. At the quarterback spot, Aaron Holley. Aaron Holley, as he operates out of that wing tee, has Gustafson behind him in the fullback position, but here's the give to the halfback, and doing a nice job of cutting is Keith Kleinsmith. I believe he comes out to about the 15-yard line. No, that's not Kleinsmith. It is, I'm going to guess it is Kleinsmith. They gave us the wrong number. Number 41 at any rate. We don't have him on our roster. We'll have to check with one of the New Richmond folks and see who that is for sure. As the Tigers are ready to go, again, Kleinsmith gets the carry straight ahead. He slides off one man, but Jason Forehand is there to make the stop. Also, Alonso Serino for the Rice Lake Warriors. And they'll bring it out to the 17-yard line, make it 2nd down and 3. Now about the 16, actually. 2nd and 3, 3rd and 3. As the Tigers come out again. Holly gets in behind the center, kickoffer. As he and the right guard pulled a little short, a little soon. Joshua Fagnan jumping and getting ahead. And it'll be a 5-yard penalty coming up against the
penalty against
Tigers.
The Richmond Tigers, illegal procedure.
And it'll be a legal procedure. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Why do I want to give them an extra down all night? 3rd down and 8. Here we go. All right, Holly getting set. Here's the give. It's to the first man through, and no, it isn't either. It's a pass play, and it's going to end wide open out here is the tight end, and he gets across the 50-yard line. He's being chased from behind. Brought down at the 41, and that was caught by Tom Crisp. There is a penalty flag at the 40-yard line, and let's see what that's all about.
There appears to be a flag on the play.
As the ball ends up at the 39-yard line. A good fake that time into the line, and Holly just faded back and wide open down at about 25 yards downfield with Tom Crisp. We have a face mask against the Warriors.
Face mask penalty against the Warriors.
So New Richmond set up in pretty good shape as they'll tack on the penalty. And that will move the ball down to about the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Rice Lake 24.
That's the ball on the Warriors 24-yard line.
Aaron Prohopnik checks into the ball game now for Rice Lake as coming out will be Aaron Musil. As Prohopnik goes in at the defensive end spot, and the Tigers are ready to operate. Checking into the ball game now, and Crisp is coming out wide to the right side this time. As Kleinsmith and Gustafson are the running backs. Here's the quick look-in pass, and it's almost intercepted. It's intended for Crisp. Kenny Galen was back there along with Nate Kovacevic defending for the Rice Lake Warriors. Kovacevic almost picked that one off. At the 24, it comes up 2nd down and 10. as we have just under 7 minutes to play. Here in the first period, no score, but in Richmond with a pretty good opportunity right here as they are at the Rice Lake 24-yard line. Wide receiver wide to the right side, man in motion right to left. Here's Holly giving it off straight ahead and plowing into the 16-yard line is the New Richmond Tigers Kleinschmidt once again. Keith Kleinschmidt gets it down to the 16.
About 8 on the play.
It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. 3rd and 2. That's a gain of 8. There we go. As the Tigers get set to roll. Holly down behind center. Gustafson again, his fullback. Out of that wing key, and the quarterback keeps it, gets into the secondary, still on his feet. Down he goes inside the 10-yard line, or near the 10.
Down, and much more.
As Holly picks up the first down, Alonzo Serino in on the stop. Aaron Holly, the ball carrier. And they will spot the ball at about the 6-yard line. 1st and goal. As the Tigers take some time in the huddle, now break out. Wide receiver to the far side this time is Adam Strawn. As Aaron Holly will give the ball straight ahead, and powering down inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line is Gustafson. John Gustafson on the carry that time.
I'd give it to Gustafson.
And again, the middle of that Warrior line, Alonzo Serino, Tyler Tomish, the linebacker, and John Hoyen in on the stop. And it'll be
official timeout.
2nd down and goal. There is an official timeout as one of the Tigers having apparently some equipment problem. That's Tom Crisp. And let's see. He'll be coming back in, and we're all set to go once again as Chris comes into the huddle. And they wind the clock ready to play. And it starts counting with 6:17 left to go here in the first period. New Richmond on a 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. As Aaron Holly will spin, gives straight ahead to Gustafson. Gustafson spins, touchdown.
Touchdown,
I believe. Yep. Touchdown for the New Richmond Tigers, and they take the early 6-0 lead. Coming with 4:59 left to play here in the first period. And that'll make it 6-0 in favor of New Richmond. A 3-yard run by John Gustafson. As the Tigers will attempt to add the extra point. Aaron Holly will hold. And Stevens will attempt the kick. Ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
The conversion is good.
And that makes the score 7-0. Brett Stevens with the extra point, and we will be back with the Tiger kickoff in just 30 seconds. Tigers to kick off is Jake Stevens.
Volunteer ticket takers from the
as once again, Kovacevic and Peterson go deep.
Kurt and Lori Kowaleski, Jeff and Joan Call, and Aaron and
Stevens gets set to boot the ball. Tigers take the early lead, 7-0, with 4:59 left to play in the first period. And here's Stevens' kick again, a very high end-over-ender coming down to Kovacevic at the 3, 5, 10, out to the 15, cuts up the field, out to the 20, out to the 30, gets away from one man at the 35, still on his feet, and then will be brought down to about the 37-yard
taking
line.
about to the 30.
Kovacevic gave kind of a double step there and almost got away as Philip Erickson makes the stop. And Matt Olson helping out. And the Warriors try to even the game up now as they take over at their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Kovacevic wide to the left side. Darren Worth, the tight end, to the right. Again, the wishbone formation behind Nick Passant. And Passant gives straight ahead to Dross across the 45, out to the 50-yard line. Kenny Dross finding a big hole up the middle on the quick hitter. He'll get into New Richmond territory at the 49-yard line where it's first and 10. Chris coming up from his safety spot to make the stop as that hole opened quickly between left guard and center. Again, the wishbone. Here's the quick pitch out to Etlisher around the left side. Cuts inside a man, gets a couple of yards. Good defensive play by the Tigers that time. As coming up to make the stop was Keith Kleinsmith.
About 1 to 2 on the play.
And they will spot it at the New Richmond 47, call it 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. Etlisher, the right halfback. He'll be a wingback now as Bowen stays at the left halfback spot. We have flag on the play. As there was some movement on both sides of the line that time. We'll see what the officials call. And referee is going to call illegal procedure against Rice Lake. That'll move it back to the Rice Lake 48-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 13 for the Warriors. 2nd and 13. As Kovacevic moves out wide left. Again, the wishbone in the backfield. As they'll stay in it this time. Passing. And we have flags once again. And again, it's against Rice Lake, I believe. Let's make sure. Now again, a legal procedure against Rice Lake. Brings it back to the 42-yard line and brings up 2nd down and 18. 2nd and 18. There's some miscommunication in that offensive line as people are all going at different times. As New Richmond doing a lot of stunting. Here's Passon back to throw. Looks to his left. Fires a rainbow out here to Kovacevic. Kovacevic has it at the 25-yard line. And Kleinsmith had position on him, but Passon laid it up, and Kovacevic went right around his man and pulled it down behind him. And the ball will be spotted at the New Richmond 23-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for Rice Lake. Etlisher, a man in motion. Here's the pitch ahead to Kenny Dross. Gets inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. As Dross will be stopped there by Aaron Forrest. Good gain, though, by Kenny, down to the 19-yard line. 2nd down and about 6. 2nd and 6 for the Warriors. As Nick Passon in for position. Here's the give to Etlisher. He actually tripped over his own man. And let's see where they'll spot it down as he went off the left side.
Back to a gain of about 3.
Down to the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 2 for the Rice Lake Warriors. 2nd and 2. As the Warriors get set to go. 3rd and 2, I should say. Here's the give. This time it is Etlisher down near the 12-yard line. In fact, maybe the 11. Tom Crisp coming up to make the stop. It's the 1st and 10 for the Rice Lake Warriors.
That's enough for a 1st down.
At the 11-yard line, Rice Lake trying to tie or go ahead with 2:30 left to play here. It's 7-0. New Richmond as we are toward the end of the first quarter. Here's the give.
Give it to Bowen.
Bowen, and Bowen
hit immediately
he was hit immediately, but he gets about 3 yards down to the 8-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and a long 7. As Nick Passon has them up in that wishbone formation, they're ready to go. Here's the snap. Passon goes to his left, gives to Etlisher. A hold off the left side.
Inside the 5-yard line.
As he was piled up by Tom Crisp.
Gain of about 5.
And they will spot it at the 3-yard line.
3rd and 3.
I'll take that back. 3rd down. As the Warriors have about 2 to go. Here's the give outside to Bowen. Bowen gets outside.
Give it to Corey Bowen. It's good enough for a touchdown.
Score. 3-yard touchdown run for Corey Bowen. As the Rice Lake Warriors are on the board. As we have a minute and 34 seconds left to play here in the period. And Mark Stanley will attempt the extra point. The hold is down, the kick is up, and
Mark Stanley on the extra point conversion.
Stanley has the extra point,
We are
and
tied.
ties the ball game up at 7-7. And before the Warrior kickoff, let's take this 30-second timeout. And the Warriors getting set to kick off, as going deep for the New Richmond Tigers will be Kleinschmidt and Gustafson. As Stanley gets set to kick off, Mark Stanley has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. And here's the onside kick, and it does go 10 yards, but it goes out of bounds before Steve Peterson can get over there to cover it. He would have had it. That ball took a quick bounce and got out of bounds in a hurry. But it was there. Peterson just couldn't quite get there quickly enough. But it's an illegal procedure against Rice Lake. But I think the Tigers will take that kick. At the 47-yard line.
The penalty on the play for the kick out of bounds is legal procedure.
First
the
and
penalty
10.
is declined.
First and 10 at the
First
47.
catch for the Richmond on right like 47-yard line.
As the Tigers get set to operate after the onside kick, which was nearly taken by Rice Lake. Adam Strawn wide to the right side now as they operate out of that wing T. Chris is the wing back. Here's the quick pitch out to, this is Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt gets to the outside, but then is brought down from behind on a good open field tackle as he crossed the 50-yard line. Tyler Tomish, or no, that was not Tomish. That was John Hoyen making the stop. As the ball spotted at the 49-yard line brings up a second down and 6. Right, Chris moves out deep or wide to the right side. As Nate Peters is the wingback. And again, it's Kleinschmidt and Gustafson in the backfield behind Holly. Holly fakes, now gives to the first man through, and that was Gustafson.
Gustafson, the ball carrier,
a couple of tough yards. As Tyler Tomish is there, along with Mark Stanley to make the stop. The ball at the Rice Lake 47-yard line. Third down and 4 for the Tigers. As the defense trying to hold here. High ball game, 7-7 with 20 seconds left to play in period number 1. All right, Holly has them all lined up, ready to go. Here's Holly giving off on a reverse. It's going to be taken by Peters. Peters to the 45-yard line, and that's about it.
Double reverse taken by Peters.
Of the first down. As the quarter comes to an end, I believe.
That is
the end of the quarter. The score, the Rice Lake Warriors 7 and the Richmond Tigers 7. We'll be back with the second period in just 60 seconds. The second period will be a 4th and 2 for the New Richmond Tigers. They're at the Rice Lake 45-yard line. As they break out of the huddle, Tom Crisp goes wide to the right side. Peters is the wing back to the right. As Kleinschmidt, and we have a whistle. Kleinschmidt and Gustafson are the running backs. And let's see, we have a timeout called by the Tigers. Timeout on the field. The score 7-7 as we await the beginning of the second period. We'll take this 60-second timeout. Well, on the fourth down play, the Tigers got the Rice Lake Warriors to jump, and Vern Pottinger's not going to be happy about the penalties tonight because they've been all miscommunication-type penalties, and that will give the Tigers a first down at the Rice Lake 39-yard line. As Strawn and Holly come across the field with the next play, as they break out of the huddle on a 1st and 10. Strawn wide to the right side, and the wingback is Peters to the right side as they operate. Here's the sweep to the right. It's quarterback keeps it, and
Holly with the carry,
got
and
his
the
head
keeper,
taken off.
Mark Stanley with the tackle on the backfield.
Stanley came over the top of the guy that was supposed to block him and just dove after the quarterback, Aaron Holly, and Holly ended up back at the 40-yard line. It'll be a loss of about a half a yard at the 40. Second down for the New Richmond Tigers. Tom Crisp brings the next play in from the sideline. And Crisp will be a wide receiver to the left side now in front of the Rice Lake bench. As they'll flip the offensive backfield. Now Crisp goes all the way across the field. I'm not sure if he was... now he's over on the right side. So anyway, they're set to go. And here's Holly. Holly fires to Crisp. It's batted around. And
Holly's pass knocked down quickly by Dan Hoyen.
Dan Hoyen made the bat down on that particular play.
That'll bring up a third down and 10.
Third and just a little over 10 yards to go from the 40-yard line for the Tigers. That pass intended for Crisp. As the Tigers huddle up on the 50-yard line. Ball game tied at 7 here early in the second period. Third down coming up, third and long at the Rice Lake 40 for the New Richmond Tigers. Aaron Holly under center will spin. He's rolling out to his left. Holly looking downfield, stops, fires, has a man down there at the 14-yard line.
Holly's pass is complete down to the 15-yard line.
Beautiful pass play.
Number 22 on the receiving end is John Gustafson. There was a flag on the play.
He was the receiver, and he hurt his feet, dove after that ball, and it looks like there's a problem with his knee or leg, and it's going to be called back due to holding against the Tigers. And we have a timeout on the field. We'll take this 60-second timeout. He's the starting fullback for the Tigers. The holding play nullifies a big gain for the Tigers and moves the ball back to the Tiger 48, where it brings up third down and 22 for New Richmond. As they get ready to attack that problem. Well, I suppose you could say run the same play. As they break out of the huddle, Crisp will go wide to the right side. We'll try and catch Gustafson's replacement here in just a moment. As they're ready to go on third and 22. A man in motion. Here's the fake. Holly being chased by Musil. Holly got it off the line. The 41-yard line for a loss on the play. As the Warriors were all over that one. Jason Hoyen was there. Dan Hoyen making the stop back at the 44. Brings up fourth down now. And 26. Fourth and 26. Aaron Musil got to the quarterback, though, and really made that play. Holly did an excellent job of just getting the ball away. As the Tigers are ready to kick, Steve Peterson in lone safety. Here's the end-over-end kick coming off to the right side. It's going to bounce, and Peterson chases it down at the 10, out to the 15, cuts to his left to the 20, trying to get outside, and he's going to be brought down at the 24-yard line. As Feinstein is down there to make the stop, and the Rice Lake Warriors take over at their own 25-yard line, where it'll be first and 10. 9:52 left to play here in the first half. The score is tied at 7. The Rice Lake offensive unit coming back out onto the field. As Tassin down. Wing formation for the Warriors. Give is to the first man through, and that's Etlisher. Charging out to the 33-yard line. And coming up with the stop for the Tigers that time is Matt Olson. He's a 6'2", 190-pound sophomore. Second down and 3 for Rice Lake. at the 32. Here's passing. Ball is loose, and it's going to be
Fumble on the
recovered
play.
at the 40-yard line. It popped all the
Recovered
way
by
about
New
10 yards
Richmond,
up the
number
field
7,
as
Holly.
covers the ball for the Tigers, and another turnover for the Rice Lake Warriors at the 40-yard line. Turnovers and, penalties have been a big problem for Rice Lake, although New Richmond just had a big play erased on a holding penalty. But the Tigers set up shop at the Rice Lake 40-yard line, 1st and 10. As they deploy defensively. That's Matt Olson running in at the fullback spot now for the Tigers in place of John Gustafson. As Holly tries to do a little fancy talk, gives off to Kleinschmidt, and he crosses the line of scrimmage and runs into about 6 Rice Lake Warriors. As the first guy to hit him was Tyler Tomish.
Tyler Tomish on the initial hit.
On the bottom of the pile, hanging on, a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. They'll spot it at the Warrior 39-yard line. As Holly looks over to the sideline, as Chris brings the play in from head coach Jeff Alvarado. 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. Chris will be a wide receiver to the left side. Peters a wing back to the right side as he goes in motion right to left. Here's the fake. Holly rolling out to the right. Holly being chased now, cuts upfield, finds an opening, gets down, breaks the tackle at the 35, breaks another one at the 30, down to the 22-yard line. Aaron Holly making a nice effort as Hoyen and Peterson make the stop for the Rice Lake Warriors, but a big gain on the play on the, basically sent everybody to the left and rolled to his right. The ball spotted at the 22-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers. As the Warrior defense trying to take a stand here as the score is tied at 7 as we have 8:10 left to play here in the first half. As Holly has that wing T formation with a wide receiver to the left. In motion comes the wing back right to left. Holly does the quarterback draw, picks up yardage inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line, 18-yard line. Aaron Musel hanging on as he makes the stop. As Aaron Holly gets it to the 18, it brings up 2nd down and 6. 2nd and 6. As the Warriors do some substituting on defense, Adam Fritz into the game at defensive end as Dave Miller comes out. At the 18-yard line, the Tigers have it 1st and 10. Timeout on the field called by New Richmond. Timeout on the field. We'll take this 60-second timeout. All right, the Tigers set to go after the timeout as Holly is under center. Sends a man in motion. Holly rolling back, going back to throw, fires up over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, as that was Matt Peters, or Nate Peters, having it go in and out of his hands. And it brings up 3rd down and 6 from the Rice Lake 18. As Aaron Holly waits for the next play to come in. From the sideline, Strawn bringing it in this time. As the Tigers roll into their formation, out of the huddle, Strawn goes wide to the right side. Wingback Peters is on the right side as well. As this time, Holly will roll out to his left as he's looking downfield. He's hit just as he throws, and there was a man deep in the end zone, and Tyler Tomish really put the hit on him. And that ball was really thrown up for grabs. No one around it for either team, really. One of the Tigers deep in the end zone had a shot at it as that one just took off for orbit as he was hit just as he was bringing his arm forward. And it will bring up 4th down now for the Tigers. 6 yards to go at the Rice Lake 18. Now they're going to try a field goal. As this is Brett Stevens. Brett Stevens will kick this from the 25. Oh, my, he's got plenty of distance. But the field goal is off to the left side, and the Warriors take over. My goodness, he had distance on that one, though. As it ended up halfway up in the band at the section behind the goalpost there. So the score stays at 7-7. The Rice Lake Warriors take over. We have 7:10 left to play in the first half. As Rice Lake has it at their own 18, where it's first down and 10 for the Rice Lake Warriors. As Nick Passant gets the ball. Here's the give straight ahead as Kenny Dross brings it out
Kenny Dross up the middle.
to about the 24-23-yard line. Matt Olson making the stop at the 23. It'll bring up second down and 6. Second and 6 for the Rice Lake Warriors. Casey DeLawyer over the ball at center. Getting set to snap. Here's the give to Eplisher. Eplisher upended as he crosses the 25-yard line. As Pete gets a couple of tough yards. Kickoffer making the stop for the Tigers. And they'll put it at the 26-yard line. Third down and a long 4. As Nick Passant sends a man in motion. This time the pitch out goes to Bowen around the right side. Gets a block, and man.
Bowen on the pitch out.
At the 32. It'll be a first down for the Rice Lake Warriors.
First down, Warriors.
But really, if Corey would have just slowed up a little bit and let that man take that block and cut inside him, he would have been gone. The Warrior backs have yet to learn to pace themselves a little bit as far as that sweep goes. Here's the handoff straight ahead. This is Dross out across the 40, out to the 44-yard line, where Tom Crisp finally makes the stop for the Tigers. At the 44, it's a first and 10. As they operate out of the tight wishbone this time, we have a whistle. And we're ready to go once again.
This is Paul Elke. Would you please move your cars blocking traffic? Paul Elke.
As this time Passant will hand it off.
Corey Bowen.
That's Corey Bowen. Bowen out to about the 47-yard line.
Tackled by the combo of Holly.
And Holly makes the stop at the 47, brings up second down and 7 for the Rice Lake Warriors.
Toyota pickup headlights
As in motion goes the wing back. Here's the give off the right side and getting good yardage is Kenny Dross. Into Tiger territory. He'll be spotted at the 49, where it'll be second down and 3 for the Rice Lake Warriors. Third down and 3. Third down for Rice Lake. As they just move into New Richmond territory, and we have a whistle.
Official timeout.
And an official timeout. As heading over to the sideline for the Tigers is Matt Olson. As he apparently has some equipment problems, and John Gustafson comes in to take his place. And Gustafson still limping a little bit as he moves into the middle linebacker spot. Third down and 3 for Rice Lake. Here comes Kikofer on a blitz, but the give goes to Bowen. Corey Bowen up the middle. Bowen into the secondary.
Bowen again up the middle.
Tom Crisp.
Tackled by Tom Crisp.
Where there'll be a nice gain for the Rice Lake Warriors. Credit the right side of that line for Rice Lake. Ben Nepper and Ryan Safford opening up a nice hole for, along with Darren Wirth. As Bowen got through, did a little good running on his own. Here's the big hole on the left side. As Kenny Dross heads down near the 10-yard line.
Tackled again by
should be good for the first down.
First down, Rice Lake.
As the Warriors try to get on the board here. Lots of time left. 4:40 left to play here in period number 2. All right, Passant has the team up. As Bowen is a wingback to the left side this time. Here's the give to Dross. Dross still on his feet. Down to about the 5-yard line. Kenny Dross doing a good job of power running. Matt Olson and Kickoffer make the stop for the Tigers along with Tom Crisp.
We'll bring up the second down in about 4.
They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. brings up second down and 4, and getting up slowly once again is John Gustafson for the Tigers as they will assist him off the field. It's not the best idea to bring him in anyway. He came in limping as he left the game earlier. As Gustafson again limping off as the Warriors get set to play. At the 6-yard line, it's second and 4. Josh Schmidt into the ball game now at the halfback spot. Here's the give to Schmidt, and he goes in untouched as they take
the 22, Josh Schmidt with the give.
Schmidt with the
touchdown. Warriors.
6-yard touchdown run for Josh Schmidt. And that puts the Warriors out in front by a score of 13-7. As Mark Stanley gets set to add the extra point. Nick Passant, the holder. The ball is down. The kick is up.
And the kick back to the hole. That's good. 14-7 Warriors.
So that makes the score Rice Lake 14, New Richmond 7. We'll have the Warrior kickoff in just 30 seconds. Let's see who's going deep. It'll be Tom Crisp for New Richmond. Gustafson normally is back there, but, well, let's see who's back there now this time. For the Tigers, it'll be Nate Peters. Or did they change that now? Nope, Peters. Nate Peters and Tom Crisp are the deep men as Mark Stanley approaches the ball. A low line drive kick picked up by Peters at the 18 to the 20. Breaks it upfield, gets a hole, and hanging on and presenting a further damage for the Rice Lake Warriors that time was Jason Forehand. And getting up slowly is Hoyen, who was also in on the tackle as Peters almost broke that one, and he had lots of yardage in front of him had he been able to get through there. As coming off the field for the Warriors is John Hoyen. He'll be replaced at his linebacking spot by Ryan Columbus coming into the game. 5'10", a sophomore. As the Tigers get set to go, Nate Peters will be the wing back. As this time Holly will fake. Holly pitches it out. Ball is loose in the backfield. They dive after it. As Holly's pitch out, he was hit just as he was making that pitch to his halfback, Kleinsmith. And Kleinsmith was able to get back and get on top of it. But a loss on the play will move the ball back to the New Richmond 27-yard line. And that'll bring up second down and about 19. As Aaron Holly gets the offense up for the Tigers. Baker is the fullback now for the Tigers. Here's Holly. Holly rolling out to his left. Holly looking to throw. Has time. Fires it way down the middle, and it's incomplete.
Pass intended for
Peterson and Olsen collide pretty, or Strawn collide pretty good. As there was a lot of Warriors in the vicinity. Also back there, Jeff Mulligan. And that one traveled a long way. Brings up third down now for the Tigers. 3rd and 19. They're at their own 27-yard line. Just over 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Rice Lake leading by a score of 14-7. All right, Holly has him up and ready to go. Matt Olson is the fullback. Kleinsmith is the halfback. Here's Holly rolling out to his left, being chased by Musil. Musil slips. Holly at the 20-yard line, fires upfield and in and out of the hands.
Ball downfield intended for number 20.
The man was open. Nate Peters couldn't hang on to it as he took a dive after it. Back there for the Warriors was Brock Alton, Mulligan, and we do have an injured New Richmond player back at about the 20-yard line, and that could be Holly. Well, let's see who that is, as we can't see a number yet. But it'll bring up a 4th down for the Tigers at any rate. And while there's timeout on the field, we'll take this 60-second timeout. Shaken up on the play. He just made it over now to the New Richmond bench on the far side of the field as the Tigers get set to kick it away. Steve Peterson in lone safety for the Rice Lake Warriors. A high wobbly spiral. Peterson at the 40. Gets by one man to the 45. Out to the 50. Out to the left sideline and is chased out of bounds on the far side of the field.
Good for about 20 yards.
Nate Peters making the stop for the Tigers, and the Warriors are set up in pretty good field position at the 41. Adam Holley really shaken up on that last play as he tried to pass upfield. 2:52 left to play here in period number 2. Rice Lake with a 14-7 lead. In motion goes Etlisher. Here's a give straight ahead to Dross. Dross gets from behind and pushed forward as he gets down to about the 36-yard line. As that'll bring it up to a 2nd down and 5 for the Rice Lake Warriors. All right, double wing formation now. In motion comes Bowen. Here's the pitch to Bowen around the right side. Gets the block, tries to go outside. He's going to go out of bounds, and he's out of bounds. It doesn't draw the flag. As Adam Strawn really was about 3 yards out of bounds when they made that hit.
First down, Rice Lake.
As it'll go to the Warriors. First down at the New Richmond 25-yard line as the clock starts. Again, the double wing formation. Josh Schmidt in at the right wing back spot. Here's Bowen in motion. Here's the give straight ahead to Dross. Or is that Etlisher now? Just a second. They do make a little bit. Nope, it's Dross.
Kenny Dross with that carry.
Normally they'll put Etlisher in at the fullback spot when they bring Schmidt in. But this time it was Dross, and he gets good yardage down to the 16-yard line where it's 2nd and 1. All right, the Warriors in the standard wishbone this time as the handoff goes to Bowen. There's a flag, a late flag. Bowen down to about the 5-yard line. Let's check out the penalty now. As the referee makes the indication. It'll be a face mask penalty against the Tigers. So that'll give the Warriors a 1st and goal. And let's see where that ball is going to be at about the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Rice Lake Warriors. Right, it's Etlisher, Dross, and Bowen in the backfield behind Nick Passon. Passon will give to Dross. Dross trying to get in. And just short. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Doing the good defensive stop that time was the Tigers' Joshua Fagnan. As the ball spotted on the 1, Adam Fritz checking in for Kovacevic now, as they'll go with 2 tight ends here down near the goal line. This is Passon. Passon keeps on the sneak, and Passon is in the
quarterback keeper, touchdown, Warriors.
Nick Passon gets the 3rd Warrior touchdown of the night. With 1:16 left to go in the first half, the Warriors go up on top 20-7. Nick Passon with the 1-yard run. As Mark Stanley gets set to boot, Passon will hold as they await the snap from center. Pass was up from center. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Stanley adds the kick, and the Rice Lake Warriors at the point and make it 21-7 now in favor of Rice Lake. We'll be back with the Warrior kickoff in just 30 seconds. The Rice Lake Warriors at the 40-yard line on the right hash mark. As back deep for the New Richmond Tigers now. It'll be Kleinschmidt and Chris. Here's the kick along the ground. The number gets by one of the Tigers, and I don't know, Rice Lake had a shot at recovering that.
And recovered by New Richmond.
And the Tigers end up with it, though. Good heads-up play by big number 86 for New Richmond. That was Dan Kredovich.
Recovery.
And they'll spot it at the New Richmond 39-yard line with 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Let's see who's in there at quarterback now. It'll be Tom Christ as Holly taken out of the game after the last series as he was shaken up on the last play, or the third down play of that series. And the Tigers were forced to punt. The starting fullback, John Gustafson, is out of the ball game as well. As this time Chris hands on the reverse play, and one of the halfbacks getting around to the 50-yard line. That's Kleinschmidt.
Has a first down.
And they'll spot it at the 49-yard line of the Tigers. Well, call it the 50. Mark Stanley back into the ball game. That was a rollout to the left and then handing back to Kleinschmidt as Kleinschmidt went left to right. And it gives the Tigers a first down as the clock runs with 50 seconds left to play here in the first half. Double wing formation now as Chris will go back to pass. He fakes the handoff, rolls to his left. The left-hander fires it in and out of the hands of his receiver, Adam Strawn. And was pretty much up for grabs. The Rice Lake Warrior defense, there was at least 5 blue jerseys behind that ball that time. Storino coming in now to put a little extra pressure on the pass rush. 38 seconds left to play in the first half. Rice Lake out in front, 21-7. At the 50-yard line, it's 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. As Tom Frist running the team in place of Aaron Holly right now. As again, he'll set Kredovich, a tight end, to the left side. This time Chris will, and falling down is Kleinschmidt. As he got the ball, he was going to be a sweep to the left.
Slipped on the play, brings up
5 yards. Well, Vern Pottinger said that field was very, very hard and slippery. We've seen a couple of evidences of that tonight. As Chris just basically running right along the line of, or parallel to the line of scrimmage that time, just tried to make a cut and nothing happened. His feet went out from under him. As Tom Frist goes back to throw, looks, the lefty fires it out to the right side, has an open man out there, and getting out of bounds after receiving the ball is Nate Peters
on the play. And that's the end of the
first half, though, as they tried to get out of bounds.
Our halftime festivities will begin this evening with a performance by the Rice Lake Warrior varsity cheerleaders.
Our score is the Rice Lake Warriors leading by a score of 21-7. And we will be back with a look at tonight's scoring summary right after we take the 60-second timeout.
Are you serious? It is showtime, baby. Here we go. Wham, jam, slam, slam. It's awesome, baby.
Introducing the 1998 Rice Lake High School Warrior Marching Band. The 240-member Warrior Band is under the direction of Dan Duffy and Stacy Fisher. Our Warrior Red Advisor is Krista Tilling, and our music internist is Cole McSween. This year's field commanders are Allison Gunke and Don Ballard. The Mighty Marching Warriors are proud to open tonight's fall festival halftime performance with a mini salute to the Blue Brothers. Hold on to your hats and sunglasses with We Boogie to I Can't Turn You Loose, followed by Messin' with the Kid. Our next number will feature the Warriorettes performing a precision dance routine to a title familiar to many Packer fans. Feel free to sing along as we bang on the drum. tonight's show, the Warrior Band will rock the house with Na Na Hey Hey Kiss and Goodbye. Be sure to watch the field formations as we demonstrate our school spirit. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's halftime show. Be sure to visit the concession stand, which is operated tonight by the Music Parents Organization. All proceeds from tonight's concessions go to support our music students at Rice Lake High School.
Was number 3, Waukesha Catholic Memorial. See the ball up at the 40-yard line as he moves over to that right hash mark once again. Matt Olson and Keith Kleinsmith are set to return for the Tigers. And let's see if Stanley what he does with it. He's tried an onside kick already tonight. He's hit a couple of squibbers with the Warriors have almost recovered. And he's hit a couple hit one deep. This one is a line shot along the ground. It's picked up by Olson at the 15. Out he comes to the 20. Steve Peterson turns him in, and he is butchered at the 25. As flying down there for the Rice Lake Warriors was Ryan Columbus at the 25-yard line, along with a couple other Warriors. Peterson played that perfectly as he maintained his position on the outside and turned that receiver in, and he had plenty of help. Well, let's see. As the Tigers come out of the huddle, it's Tom Crisp at quarterback. So Holly is out, and it'll be Olson at that fullback spot as well as Gustafson stays out. In motion goes Peters. Here's the give to Kleinsmith around the right side. He is going to be turned in. A good defensive play by the Rice Lake Warriors' Dan Hoyen. And Tyler Tomish Hoyen set him up for Tomish to put him down at about the 29-yard line, where it'll bring up 4th down and about 6. Let's see. We'll move it back. Looks like it'll be the 28. Call it 2nd down and 7. As the Tigers try to get something going here, they'd like to get a long drive going, ending up in a score, of course, as they trail 21-7. As they will send Strawn wide to the right side this time. Peters, the wingback on the right. Here is the fake. Rolling out to the left side is Crisp. Crisp looking to throw, gets a block, fires a pass up, and It's caught. Nice catch as that one was picked off the ground by Adam Strawn. As it's a first down for the Tigers out to the 44-yard line of the Tigers. First and 10 for New Richmond. As the Tigers come out of their huddle. The wide receiver this time to the side, near side, is Brett Stevens. As the man comes in motion, here's the give, and really getting racked up. That was Chris as he tried to roll around the right side. Galen is there, but on the play, I believe it was Mark Stanley and Tyler Tomish teaming up to drop him back at the 42-yard line. It'll be second down and 12. Second and 12. As Chris moves back into the huddle, getting the play from the sideline via Adam Strawn, who's into the ball game now. Strawn will be wide to the right side, and Kretovich goes wide to the left side. So they have a spread formation now. Lone running back behind the quarterback, Chris. And Chris goes straight back to pass, throws the screen pass. It's caught by Peters, but the Warriors are right there. And stacking up that play was Jason Forehand as they couldn't get him blocked out. He held it up, and Hoyen came up to make the stop. Dan Hoyen, that is, but Jason Forehand made the real play on the game as they were trying to block him. They had two guys on him, and they just couldn't move him. That was a screen right up the middle. They tried to set it up. Just an excellent defensive play by the Rice Lake Warriors, especially Jason Forehand that time to really get in the way. And that'll bring up third down and about 16 now from the Tiger 39-yard line. Tom Crisp will roll back, rolls to his left. He's going to, Musil had him, but he shook him off. And now cutting upfield and tripping him up for the Rice Lake Warriors was Kenny Galen. After a short gain, Crisp got ahead of steam, and Galen just hit him low, and he went down. It'll bring up fourth down now at the Tiger 41-yard line, 4th and 14. Well, actually almost 15. As the Tigers get set to kick. This is Jake Stevens getting set to boot the ball away. Steve Peterson, the lone safety for the Rice Lake Warriors. Pass from center a little low. Musil almost got there. Here's Peterson. Now he lets it bounce. It's getting the Tiger bounce, and it goes down to about the 8-yard line, and it's down as Peterson couldn't get to it to make the fair catch or a catch at all, and it took a nice Tiger bounce down to about the 8-yard line, where it'll be first and 10 for the Rice Lake Warriors as they bring the offensive unit out. Casey DeLawyer up over the ball at center. Nick Passant is the quarterback. Yes, Corey Bowen, Etlisher, and Drost. Here's Drost off the left side. He'll get some yardage out to about the 12, 13-yard line before he is stopped. As Kretovich makes the stop for the Tigers. Gain of about 6, though. Second down and 4 for the Rice Lake Warriors. Etlisher and Bowen are the halfbacks behind Passant. Here's the give to Bowen. Bowen outside, gets by one man, gets by a second man, and riding him down is Tom Crisp out here at the 36-yard line, 38-yard line. Good gain by Corey Bowen that time, as he had some excellent blocking from that Warrior front line. As Rice Lake is set to go, first and 10 at their own 39-yard line. First and 10 as Passant gets the signal from the sideline. Here's the give, and this time Kenny Drost is going to be met just as he got the ball. Good penetration by the Tiger defense that time, as that time they were led by Aaron Forrest and the blitzing linebacker. They ran right into the blitz as Casey Gwynn was blitzing from the linebacking spot. And it'll bring up second down And about 11 now for Rice Lake. And one of the Warriors is moving, and we will have a flag, a long pass upfield as Kovacevic tried to bat it away from Kleinschmidt. But there is flags. I believe Rice Lake is going to be called for a false start or illegal procedure. And one of the backs was in motion before the ball was snapped and couldn't stop, as he got caught leaning just a little bit. And the illegal shift against Rice Lake, the penalty is declined. And that means it'll bring up third down. Third and 11 at the Rice Lake 38-yard line. Rice Lake leading 21-7 here early in the third period. As this time Passon goes back to throw, looks back to his right, fires it out for Darren Worth. Worth leaps high and can't hang on to it. Crisp is back there defensively, right with him. And the pass goes incomplete, and it brings up a fourth down for the Warriors, as they lead it 21-7 with 6:37 left to play here in the period. Period number 3. As Kleinschmidt drops back, Passon will drop back in punt formation. As the kick is a high wobbly spiral, it hits that and whoops, he picks it up. That is picking the ball up back there for the Tigers is Gwynn, I think, or was that Matt Olson? As Darren Worth gets down to make the stop, as the Tigers get the ball back, they'll put it in play at their own 32-yard line, where it's 1st and 10. Tigers trailing 21-7. As they move up to the line of scrimmage, double wing formation this time, and this time the handoff on the reverse. This is Peters. Peters into the back into the secondary, and Peterson makes the stop. Steve Peterson tackled him at about the 42-yard line, but he falls forward to the 44, where it will be another first down for the Tigers. Jason Forehand coming off the field as the Tiger offense comes into the huddle. Again, it's Kleinschmidt and Olson in the backfield behind Tom Crisp. As Peters will be a wingback to the right side this time. Tom Crisp will roll to his left. He'll give to Kleinschmidt. Big hold off the right side. It's filled quickly by Mulliken. Mulliken can't bring the van down. And finally, Steve Peterson holds him down, but not until he got to the Rice Lake 43-yard line, where it'll be a 1st and 10 for New Richmond at the Rice Lake 43. So the misdirection plays taking their toll against the aggressive Rice Lake defense. 5:37 left to play, third period. Rice Lake out in front, 21-7. This time a double wing formation. Kleinschmidt and Peters. Kleinschmidt in motion, left to right. Here's the give straight ahead to the fullback. That is Olson. Olson cracks for maybe a couple of yards.
First ball here is through.
As Olson stopped by Tyler Tomish and Mark Stanley. As the Rice Lake Warriors hold him to a gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9. As the Tigers operate at the Rice Lake 42. Richmond takes a lot of time getting the play in, getting the play into the huddle, and then breaking the huddle. As Strawn is wide to the right side. As this time the fake, Chris keeps it, fires it out. He has a man out there. That is Strawn. Strawn at the 30-yard line before he is stopped. As the Rice Lake Warriors, Brock Alton makes the stop for Rice Lake, but it is enough for another first down. So the Tigers have a nice drive going down to the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. 4:30 left to play here in period number 3. Rice Lake out in front by a score of 21-7. As the Tigers break the huddle. Tom Crisp under the center. Kickoffer. Here's Crisp. He gives it off this time. The reverse again to Peters. Tomish misses him, and hanging on was, I believe that was Galen. But now Crisp, or rather Peters, getting down to the 15-yard line before he's finally helped out of bounds by Justin Mulligan. Not out of bounds, but brought down by Mulligan. And they will spot it at the 14-yard line, where it's the 1st and 10 for the Tigers, as they have taken the ball from their own 36-yard line and marched it down to the Rice Lake 14. 1st and 10, once again, for New Richmond. All right. Quarterback Tom Crisp will give it this time. First man through, and there's Tyler Tomish on the bottom of the pile, along with Ryan Columbus, as they pick up about 4 on the play, down to the 9-yard line. 2nd down and 6, as the Tigers bring in the next play. Rice Lake defense trying to stiffen up. This time we will have, again, Nate Peters, wing back to the right side. Kleinschmidt and Olson are the backs behind Tom Crisp. Crisp will spin. Here's the give to Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt breaks 1 tackle. Kenny Galen comes to hit him high, as hitting him low was Aaron Musil, and he will gain yardage down to about the 7-yard line, bringing up a 3rd down and 3. 3rd and 3 for the Tigers, as Adam Strawn comes in from across the field with the next play. At the 7-yard line, it is 3rd and 3, as Crisp has Olson at the fullback spot. Kleinschmidt and Peters are wings this time. Lone running back, and keeping the ball is the quarterback, Crisp. He dives for the end zone, but he's a little bit short. He'll probably have the first down, though, at about the 1 or 2 yard line. It is a 1st and goal for the Tigers at the 1 yard line. Alonzo Storino coming back into the ball game now, as he comes in at that middle guard, or at a tackle spot, as Dave Miller comes out. At the 1, it's 1st and goal for the Tigers, as they look to get on the scoreboard for the 2nd time this evening. Again, Crisp with the split backfield behind him. This time he'll keep it over the left side. No indication from the officials yet. Well, now they did. There it is. Touchdown, New Richmond. 1-yard run for Tom Crisp. As we have 1:31 left to play here in period number 3. Crisp with the 1-yard run will make it 21-13 now. And we have an injured player on the field once again for New Richmond, as heading to the sideline. That looks like the center kickoffer. And Brett Stevens is lining up the extra point as the Tigers break the huddle. I don't know if kickoff or center's on the extra points and so on. Apparently not. As Crisp will hold, the snap is good, the kick is up, and there's plenty of distance, but it's off to the left side. As the score remains 21-13, and we will have the Tiger kickoff in just 30 seconds. As it is now 21-13 following the Tiger score, the extra point failing, as Peterson and Kovacevic are deep for the Rice Lake Warriors, as Stevens gets set to approach the ball. Warriors getting ready. Here's the kick, a high end-over-end kick coming down to Kovacevic at the 10. Out he comes to the 15, 20, 25, cuts to the inside, and he is tripped up as he cut across the 25-yard line. Making the stop for the Tigers that time was Casey Crisp, as the Warriors take over on their own 28, 1st and 10. as they get lined up in the wishbone. Kovacevic wide to the right side. Darren Worth is the tight end on the left. The Tigers showing blitz, and I think they got across a little soon. Or did Rice Lake jump? We'll wait and see. Yeah, it's against New Richmond this time. As it'll be an encroachment penalty against the Tigers. It'll bring up 1st and 5 for the Rice Lake Warriors. As Ryan Safford checks out of the game, going in is Chris Hansen. At that guard spot on the right side. And the Warriors are set to go. Nick Passon will spin. He'll fake. Give the ball second man. This is Etlisher across the 40, 45, out to the 48-yard line. Matt Olson making the stop for the Tigers. As the Warriors pick up the first down out to their own 48-yard line. Good fake on the play once again by the quarterback and the fullback. Corey Bowen, a wingback to the left side now. He goes in motion. Here's the give straight ahead, though, as this was Drost across the 50-yard line to the 49. Kretovich is there to make the stop. Also Gwynn. And also in on the play was Steve Erickson, 6'8", 238 pounds. At the 49, it'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Rice Lake Warriors. As Passant will give it to Corey Bowen off the right side to the 45, to the 40, gets to the outside, 35, and is dragged down at about the 33-yard line. As Tom Crisp finally wrapped him up. But another first down for the Rice Lake Warriors. Safford back in at the guard spot now. As Chris Hansen comes out. Kovacevic, a wide receiver to the left side. As the wishbone operates, and Warriors jumping offside. In fact, they had Worth on the left side that time, too, along with Kovacevic. That means the illegal procedure penalty is against Rice Lake, but that means that Ben Nepper was an eligible receiver on the right side on that offensive set. And it's the same way right now. As they have a wing to the left side, that's Bowen. As this time the handoff goes, no, loose ball and a fumble, and let's see.
Recovered by Passon.
Looks like Passon, well, I don't know. One of the Warriors got it anyway. As that'll bring up a loss on the play and moves it back to the 41-yard line. And we have the end of the third quarter.
Number 3.
End of the third quarter. It's 21-13. Second and 18 at their own 40 at the New Richmond 41-yard line. Operate out of the straight wishbone this time. Kovacevic wide to the right side. As this time the handoff to Bowen finds a hole on the right side. He's down to the 30-yard line. And finally brought down by Casey Gwynn. At the 29-yard line is where they'll spot it, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. 3rd and 6. Kovacevic goes wide to the left side this time. Worth the tight end on the right. A wishbone formation behind Nick Passant. Passant will get the ball off to Bowen. Bowen down to the 25-yard line as he is tripped up and getting up slowly after making the tackle as that PK kickoffer once again. He was taken out earlier in the ball game after being hurt. It is enough for the first down at the 23, where it'll be Warrior ball. This time Bowen is a wingback to the left side, a change from the regular set. Here's Passant giving it off, and Kenny Drost getting absolutely nothing. There's a whole flock of New Richmond people there, led on the bottom of the pile by Steve Erickson. 5'8" at 238, Erickson. They'll put her back at the 25, make it 2nd down and 12. 2nd and 12. Etlisher a wing back to the right side this time. As the handoff will go to Bowen. Bowen leaping, lunging forward down to about the 22. Again, kickoffer making the stop. And And the gain of 3, it'll bring up 3rd down and 9. 3rd and 9. As, again, the wishbone formation. Everybody in tight this time. No, Kovacevic is out to the left. But here's the give to Bowen off the right side. Bowen cuts inside a man. Down he goes to the, about the 12, 13-yard line before he is stopped. As the Warriors pick up the first down. Corey Bowen doing a nice job of running. There wasn't a lot of room there to go, but he got through quickly. As it is a 1st and 10 for the Rice Lake Warriors. All right, this time a loose ball as Passant and Drost miscommunicate, and Etlisher, all 3 of them, I believe, New Richmond has it. As off the bottom of the pile is Aaron Forrest. Aaron Forrest picking up that ball as the Warriors dropping it probably for the 3rd or 4th time this evening. And that's the first time New Richmond has recovered. But it stops the Warrior drive with 9:59 left to play in the game. 21-13. Rice Lake is out in front. Dave Miller deploys at a tackle spot now for Rice Lake. Chris has Olson behind him along with Kleinsmith. As Chris sends Peters in motion, here's the handoff. Gohan, that one. So the ball is loose. Rice Lake gets it back. Dave Miller picking up the loose ball. As Kleinsmith was buried by Alonzo Sereno and Ryan Columbus. And Dave Miller and Miller ended up getting the ball. And the Warriors set up in business once again at the New Richmond 11-yard line. As they go through things over on the sideline, the offensive unit. As they get their final instructions as they move out. And over the ball is Casey DeLoyer. It's Passant, Drost, Etlisher, and Bowen in the backfield for Rice Lake. As Passant spins out, here's the give to Bowen. Bowen gets to the outside, touchdown to the corner. Corey Bowen with the score for the Rice Lake Warriors. So the Warriors score quickly after getting the fumble recovery with 9:52 left to play in the 4th period. An 11-yard run by Corey Bowen puts the Rice Lake Warriors up on top, 27-13. And this time they will go for the 2 extra points as Passant keeps Passant still on his feet. He's in to score. Nick Passant with the extra point run makes it 29-13 in favor of Rice Lake. And we will be back with the Warrior kickoff in just 30 seconds. Well, the Warriors opportunistic. They fumbled the ball away deep in New Richmond territory. On the next play, they got it back via the fumble route and then took it in from 11 yards out. Corey Bowen doing some nice work, going around the right side, heading for the corner of the end zone and getting it in. Here's Stanley's kickoff. A low line drive picked up by one of the upmen at the 30. That's Tom Crisp as he squirts across the 41-yard line to the 42. As making the stop for the Rice Lake Warriors was Josh Schmidt. Adam Fritz checks in at a defensive end spot now for Rice Lake. As Crisp gets the play from the sideline. As the Tigers have it 1st and 10, they are operating from their own 42-yard line as they get everybody out into their offensive unit. As we will have 3 wide receivers, now 2 wide receivers to the right side, kind of a real mix-up in there, and we're going to have a motion penalty as Kleinsmith does go around the right side, and he will be brought down at the 35-yard line of the Rice Lake Warriors, but that's all going to come back. Because that was the Chinese fire drill offense that time by the Tigers, everybody running all over the place, and nobody was really set at the snap of the ball. You can have 1 guy in motion at the snap, but not 3 or 4. As Chris either didn't realize that the formation was completely unreal and went ahead and called the signals anyway, or they just didn't know what was pulling off. At the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 15 for the Tigers. Rice Lake leading in the game, 29-13. As the Tigers break the huddle. Kredovich is a tight end on the left side. Strawn is wide to the right side, a wing back to the right. Kleinsmith and Olson, the running back. They are going rolling to his left is Chris. He will keep the ball across the 40, 50, gets a block from Kredovich, and then he's brought down at the 35-yard line inside the 35. Brock Alton making the stop, as well as Steve Peterson. Brock Alton really thought that block nicely to help Peterson get in on the tackle. But a good run by Tom Crisp as he sent everybody right, bootleg left, and he found an open field on the left side. And he carries it down to the Rice Lake 33-yard line. As Casey Crisp is a wide receiver now to the right side, along with a couple other guys. Here's the handoff straight ahead, though, as Olson picks up next to nothing. As the whole left side of that Warrior defense is there, along with linebacker Tyler Tomish. There's Ryan Columbus and Dave Miller in on the stop. The ball spotted at the 34. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. Now Strawn gets in with the next play. Now they'll huddle it up. They take an awful lot of time between plays when you're down 16 points. Again, wide receiver to the right side. In motion goes Kleinsmith. Here's back to pass is Chris. Chris looks left. Pumping once, fires up short, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. As Peters makes the catch, and Tyler Tomish is there to help him out of bounds, but there is a flag down at the 30-yard line. As it's going to be a holding call against Rice Lake, defensive holding against the Rice Lake Warriors. As they explain the options to New Richmond with 7:58 left to play in the 4th period. Rice Lake leads it 29-13. As the Tigers make the decision. It's taken an awful long time to iron this one out. As they bring it back to the line of scrimmage, they'll mark the penalty from there. Holding is the call against Rice Lake. As the Warriors will be marched back to the 25-yard line. And it'll bring it up 2nd down and about 2. 2nd and 2. As the Tiger offense gets the play from the sideline. Casey Crisp gets it over to Tom Crisp, and he calls it in the huddle, and they break out. Casey goes wide right. Peters is a wingback, slot back on the right side, actually. Camden backfield with Olson and Kleinsmith. Here's the give to Kleinsmith around the right side. Tyler Tomish catches him from behind at about the 22-yard line. It'll be enough for a 1st down. As the Tigers try to punch a score in here, trailing by 16. As we have about halfway through the period. As moving into that Rice Lake lineup now is Aaron Strahovnik. Rice Lake trying to prevent the score. As Tom Crisp will send a man in motion. That's Kleinsmith. The give to Kleinsmith around the right side. Breaks one tackle, but then is brought down as he is tripped up by Brock Alton on the far side, along with Steve Peterson. As he will have yardage down to the 17-yard line. It brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. 2nd down, 6. New Richmond breaking out of the huddle as they move over the ball. Kleinsmith and Olson are the running backs. Peters is a wing back. And Casey Crisp is the wide receiver. Here's Tom Crisp rolling out again to his left, rolling. He fakes. Now he's going to start his motion upfield. Cuts inside one man. Spins away at the 10, down to the 5-yard line. As Tom Crisp finally stopped by Brock Alton. It's a first and goal at about the 3-yard line. First and goal for the Tigers. Aaron Musel checks back into the ball game as Aaron Prohopnik comes out for the Rice Lake Warriors. The Tigers knocking at the door. First and goal at the Rice Lake 3. Rice Lake leading 29-13. Crisp has Kleinsmith behind him, along with Matt Olson. In a tandem backfield, here's the give to Olson, trying to power in, but Tyler Tomish is there, and he just held him off to the side. Tyler Tomish, as the offensive line just couldn't keep him away. As it'll be second down and goal from about the 2-yard line now for the Tigers. Second and goal. As Casey Crisp just getting to the huddle with the next play. As they move up to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Kleinsmith and Olson in the backfield behind Tom Crisp. Crisp gets the snap. Here's the give to Kleinsmith off the right side. He's met by Tyler Tomish once again. Tomish and Mark Stanley.
Lost on the play.
Also, Ryan Columbus forcing that play back. And it'll be third and goal from the 3. Third and goal as the Tigers try to cut into the Rice Lake lead, 29-13. Clock is running with just about 4.5 minutes left to play in the fourth period. And we have a timeout on the field. Timeout called by the Rice Lake Warriors. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. Deploying defensively with third and goal from the Tigers have a third and goal from the Rice Lake 3. As Rice Lake's defense has risen twice. As the Tigers have 2 more shots at a touchdown. A field goal wouldn't do them much good at this point. All right, Crisp will keep it. He's rolling to his left. He's being chased, and he tries to get the ball away into the end zone. It's incomplete. As Hoyen was all over Crisp, as Predovich was the intended receiver in the end zone.
Hoyen hauled it down in the backfield.
That was Dan Hoyen making the stop for the Rice Lake Warriors. And let's see where they mark his forward progress. They were pretty generous, I think. Fourth and goal from the 3-yard line. As they will bring the next play in, Casey Crisp. Well, we have a whistle and we have a timeout by the New Richmond Tigers. Timeout on the field. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. All right, the Tigers set to go on fourth and goal from the 3-yard line. Tom Crisp has them up. Kleinsmith and Olson, the running backs. Let's see what Crisp does with it this time. Sends Kleinsmith in motion. Back to throw is Crisp. Crisp looks to the left side, and it's patted away by the Rice Lake Warriors, and the Warriors take over at their own 3-yard line. I believe that was Hoyen getting a hand on the ball. And Rice Lake stops the threat as we have 4:14 left to play here in the fourth period. And that defensive unit really sky high coming off the field. They did a tremendous job stopping the Tigers on 4 straight plays from inside the 5-yard line. Right, it's Bowen, Drost, and Etlisher in the backfield now as Passant will give it off to Drost. Drost getting very little as they pile up on him as he tries to go off the left side. As Adam Strawn making the stop on the play along with Steve Erickson. In fact, they're back on about the 3-yard line, or he gained a couple of yards out to the 5. It'll be 2nd and 8. For the Warriors, this time Passant will keep the ball, tries to spin into the line, gets maybe a yard. Aaron Forrest making the stop for the Tigers, along with Joshua Fagnan. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Rice Lake Warriors. 3rd and 7 as they break out of they don't break out of the huddle because they don't huddle, but they're ready to go at the offensive line. Here's the fake. Here's the Passant keeping. Passant coming out to about the 8-yard line. Well, that'll give him some room to punt, if nothing else. Aaron Forrest on the tackle, as well as kickoffer.
Started the first down.
And it'll be 4th down
About 1.
and a little over 1 yard from about the 11. The Warriors probably will be kicking here, although Passant's still in that wishbone. Now he'll shift back, and coming back is Strawn to return the kick for the Tigers. Now he's being joined by another man here. Whoops! Oh, that one was kicked straight out of bounds at about the Warrior 20-yard line. As that one, he was rushed a little bit,
1 yard line.
and it'll be Tiger ball at the 21, the Rice Lake 21. With 2.5 minutes left to play, Rice Lake leading by a score of 29-13. 1st and 10 for the New Richmond Tigers, as they huddle it up back on the 30-yard line. Tom Christ is the quarterback. Predovich is a tight end to the right side. As we have a double wing formation this time, Matt Olson, the only running back. In motion goes Kleinsmith. Ball is loose on the ground, and the Tigers recovered back on the 28-yard line. As getting up off the ball is Peters. Nate Peters getting up slowly, as he may have fallen on the ball, kind of got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. At the 28-yard line, it's 2nd down and 17. 2nd and 17, 3 wide receivers to the right side for Tom Christ. He sends Kleinsmith in motion. Here's the give to Kleinsmith, and he is hung on to at the 30-yard line. I believe that's Mark Stanley at the bottom of the pile. He grabbed him by the ankle and just held on, and Peters is really limping now. Although Kleinsmith was the ball carrier, he's getting up slowly as well. As Stanley, or rather, it's Columbus on the bottom of the pile. And the Tigers are stopped at the 29-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 18 for New Richmond. As this time Strawn will go to the right side. Predovich is a wide receiver to the left. As Tom Christ in a passing situation will keep. He rolls to his left. Rolling to his left, he puts the ball down. Now keeps it at the 30, goes out of bounds, and is he going to get a flag? That was almost a late hit out of bounds by one of the Warriors. As the ball is spotted at the 20-yard line, it'll bring up 4th down for the Tigers. About 9 to go for a 1st down. As Chris took it around the left side after rolling out, looking for a pass receiver downfield, couldn't find one. And Chris is very quick. As this time he'll bring him out in a double wing formation. And then send Kleinsmith in motion. Kleinsmith keeps it going around the right side. He's turned in, but then breaks the tackle. He's down near a 1st down area. And Kleinsmith did a marvelous job of running that time, as one of the Rice Lake Warriors, Steve Peterson, turned it in like he's supposed to, but he's a little bit short of the 1st down. At the 12, it'll be Rice Lake's ball, 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line, as we have 51 seconds left to play in the 4th period. Rice Lake leading 29-13. The Warriors out over the ball at center. is Casey DeLawyer. Passant has Bowen, Drost, and Etlicher behind him in the wishbone. Here's Passant giving to Drost. Drost straight ahead. He gets a couple of yards to the 14 or 15-yard line. Matt Olson makes the stop along with Aaron Forrest. And the ball at the 15-yard line, where the Warriors get set to put it in play once again with 25 seconds left to play. Here's Passant. Passant will just keep and try to muscle a few yards ahead. He gets out to about the 16-yard line. And New Richmond calls the timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. Nick Passant keeping the ball, getting the first down out to the 21-yard line as we have 9 seconds left to play. As I'll take that back, he didn't make the first down. He had to, I thought he only had to get to the 20, but he had to get to about the 23, 22-yard line to get the first. So it'll be 4th down for the Rice Lake Warriors, as we have 9 seconds left to play. As Passant looks over the defense, as there's a momentary timeout. Now the referee marks the ball ready to play, ready for play. And the Warriors out over the ball. As Passant will give it off to Drost. Drost spins away from one man. He's probably going, looks like he may be short of the first down, but we have 3 seconds left to play. And New Richmond will have maybe 1 play left. They get it called in a hurry and get ready to snap as soon as the ball is marked ready for play. And then, well, they'll get a chance to get 1 play off as the ball is marked ready for play, but the clock, of course, doesn't start until the ball is snapped. At least in this situation. On the change of possession, and the Tigers have 1 shot left at a score. As Crisp will roll back, rolls out to his left. Crisp rolling to his left, fires into the end zone. It's going to be picked off by Steve Peterson. Peterson comes out of there with it. As Peterson will try to, and he's finally brought down at about the 10-yard line. But there's the end of the ball game. The Rice Lake Warriors go 1-1 in conference play by defeating the New Richmond Tigers by a score of 29-13. As Rice Lake dominating here primarily in the second half, as New Richmond suffering some injuries to key people, namely the starting quarterback and their starting fullback tonight. And that starting fullback was one of his first early ball games as well, as they had their regular running back at that position left the team earlier in the week, and so they're pretty thin as far as numbers are concerned and experience right now. The final score, though, the Rice Lake Warriors winning it by a score of 29-13, and we'll be back with some final top.
The city of Chippewa Falls and the company itself. Melissa.
Well, Mike, as the general manager for Allied Signal, Mike Maxson, explains the reason for the layoff.
Know what are they going to be doing, and it's never easy when you lose uncertainties of where am I going to work next and where my paycheck is coming from.
The paychecks that did.
There are certain crimes that are just so heinous and so terrible that our community, in order to have justice done, has to seek a certain level of punishment. And I think this is one of those cases.
Elliott's first chance for parole is in 10 years, and although his sentence is 40 years, a mandatory release date comes in 26 years, 7 months. Also today, a new state report shows the number of reported sexual assaults increased 3% from 1997 to 1998, ending a 4-year